because they are black. It's Animal Farm. It's upside down. It's doublespeak. It's everything we were warned about since the dawn of social engineering in this country. Tim Geithner, a spoiled rich white boy from Queens who had everything handed to him as he grew up, has the nerve to get down with the other administration doublespeakers to push a biased and untruthful racial message. We have tremendously high numbers of people living in poverty. We've had a long period where the median income has not grown and a big rise in inequality, and, to an extent, this should not be acceptable to Americans. How well you do in life today, how good your education is, how good your health care is, depends too much on the color of your skin or how rich your parent is. Finally, here is none other than Nancy Pelosi, a very wealthy woman acting as if she's a member of the Occupy Wall Street movement. When you hear this, you'll understand that these four graduation speakers are trying to exacerbate class and racial division in this country. Our founders were successful disruptors of the then status quo. Being called a disruptor, in my view, is a very high compliment. You here in Berkeley are already disruptors in many ways. In 1964, Mario Savio and company were disruptors of the status quo too. When he and his fellow activists occupied Sproul Hall, their exercise of free speech could only travel as fast as television, radio, and newspapers. Think of your possibilities. Now it's all about you. Do you understand what Pelosi is doing? She's inciting the graduating seniors from the University of California, Berkeley, an institution that once was a hotbed of free speech, but where students and faculty now fear speaking their minds to express an opinion that doesn't agree with the opinion of those in power. In my view, Pelosi is inciting them to become disruptors. Why would these four people put forth what I see as a message of class and racial division to graduating college seniors on the same weekend, with Pelosi further telling her audience to go out and become disruptors? Why would they spread the message of racial inequality? Not to be outdone by the race baiting, Democrat Jay Rockefeller espoused his view that skin color was behind the rejection of our Euro-African president's failed policies. How do you feel about this government's stoking racial divisions? Why do they do it? I'm telling you, they're setting the stage for more confrontations between citizens of the United States and their government. From the arguably traitorous foreign policy decisions to the bloated, biased, incompetent bureaucracy, the current administration is aiding and abetting our terrorist enemies while refusing to provide medical support to the soldiers who have fought against the very enemies this administration seems to be supporting. 3 events in the early summer of 2014 make very clear what this government's positions are. The release of 5 radical Islamist leaders from Guantanamo Bay Prison in exchange for the return of an American soldier who deserted his post and may have aided and abetted the enemy in Afghanistan. Inviting hundreds of thousands of Central American children and young adults, some of them known gang members with distinguishing gang tattoos, to enter the United States illegally and then providing food and shelter for them before sending them off to friends and relatives in other U.S. cities. What I see as the intentional refusal to provide critical medical treatment for injured and ill American servicemen through the Veterans Affairs medical system. Let me take you through the Gitmo detainees exchange first. According to Secretary of Defense Chuck Hagel, the President of the United States approved the transfer of 5 of the most dangerous long-term Gitmo inmates to the country of Qatar in exchange for Bo Bergdahl, an American soldier who is described by some of his fellow soldiers as many as 6 of them were killed attempting to find and rescue Bergdahl after he left his post, as a deserter. The White House, of course, quickly denied that the president had made the call on the prisoner exchange and fingered Hagel as the one who had made the decision. The result of the prisoner deal was not that 5 terrorists were freed while 1 American soldier was released. In fact, I argue that the reason the Obama administration released Bergdahl might well have been that he was an Islamist sympathizer as well. The ultimate result may prove to be that 6 terrorist sympathizers were released in this swap. All 5 of the Gitmo detainees were involved with the Taliban in Afghanistan when we invaded that country after the 9/11 attacks. One was a